case study for you today. To the live stream. We'll get started in about 60 seconds. Always like to know who's checking in. So let me know who love to know where you're watching from. All right, y'all ready? All right. What's up, guys? Welcome to the live stream. Let me know where you're watching from. Are you watching on LinkedIn? Are you team YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching from? Or maybe your team replay, you're watching a replay. Welcome to the live stream. Stock market coach and option trader Jason Brown. And I rarely do this anymore. I actually stopped showing my accounts and my real trades just because sometimes when you share how much you're making or losing for that matter, it can be misleading to people. They can think that the game is easier than it really is and think, oh my God, everyone's making money. And I was like, I don't want to be part of the problem with the internet, just selling the good of the industry. However, when I have an opportunity to share with you a case study that I believe is motivational, inspirational, and can help you see what and how powerful this industry is, then I'll take that opportunity to kind of share with you something that I think is super powerful and can really help you understand why I'm so passionate about this industry and how it can literally change your life. So that's what I'm going to show you today. $45,000 profit case study. I'm going to walk you through the trade. I'm going to walk you through what I was seeing in the chart. And I'm going to take you behind the scenes into my real account. Just got to make sure I don't have any personal information up on the screen. And I don't. So I think we can just double check real quick. And then I think we can get into it. Awesome. In the meantime, thanks for sharing where you're checking in from. We got Nikki's News tuning in from YouTube, Omega's team YouTube, Wandy, welcome to the live stream. Joe, welcome to the live stream as well. Oh my goodness, it's not actually showing my comments. Let me change that. There we go. That's what it should have been showing on the screen. So I apologize, but we just fixed that real quick so you can see that these are real people that are tuning into the live stream. I'm not just making up these names. James H., good morning. Shanita, welcome to the live stream. All right, let's get into it because I know people watching the replay be like, when you go show us the case study? So let's get into the case study. All right. So let me show you, well, let me just walk you through the real account and then I'll walk you through what I saw first. So if you're familiar with Charles Schwab's platform, they do not offer a paper trading version of the platform. So this is my real account. This was one of the real trades I just did. So this trade cost me, well, let's scroll down here. You can see it was pretty much 100% return. So if you scroll down here, if I switch it to percentage, I'm sorry, it was at 88% return. So you can see the percent return right here. If I hit this button, you can see the dollar amount return. So this was a trade that I put up $52,000 and in 24 hours, I brought back $45,000 in profit. And this is why the stock market is so powerful and why I'm so passionate about it, because where else can you go and make a $50,000 or $45,000 salary in 24 hours? That's like a full-time job for someone. And so to be able to make that type of money in 24 hours from the stock market is super powerful. And when you think about it from a mathematical standpoint, it's only April 25th. So if I do that, I got all year long to do it one more time, and you can be like, okay, I worked 2 days and I made $90,000. Now you can't just work 2 days; you have to pay attention to the market. But I'm just trying to put things in perspective. If we go inside of my Street Smart Central account, I just want to kind of show you. This order was placed yesterday. So this was the buy order yesterday, 424 at 11:48 a.m. Maybe I should make that bigger. Make sure you guys can see it. There we go. So you probably could see it a little bit better there. So you can see we bought put options. When I say we, I mean me. I talk in terms of we because I'm representing the Power Trades University community. But we bought put options on the SPX, and I'll show you why we bought those put options in the first place. But the 5,100 strike price put options on the SPX, we bought 10 contracts. It cost me $52 times 10 contracts times 100 shares. So it cost me $52,000 to enter that trade. And again, took that at 11:48 p.m. yesterday. And then this morning, the market opens at 9:30. I was right in front of my computer to get out at the drop. So I got out at 9:33 this morning, which is April 25th, which is today, at least at the time of this recording. And I sold it for $98. So paid $52,000, sold it for $98,000. And that is how we get back to this page of roughly, I'm just like $33 short of a $46,000 profit in 24 hours or 88% return on that. So let me know if you're with me. Did you follow me on that math? Math was just should have been straightforward and simple, but just let me know in the comments if that math made sense to you. And so now I'm going to walk you through what we saw in the market. What were we looking at? What made us make the decision? Because we were doing our elite session, which is my elite high level mastermind. I was joking with them today, and I was like, this trade alone paid for itself because during the elite session, the first thing we talked about was the market looks like it's rolling over. Here's why I think we should be looking at bearish trades, and here's the trades that I'm looking at. And so we walked through it live, real time with that group. So let me just show you what I was looking at yesterday. So this is the SPX, which is the S&P 500. What I saw was a few things on the S&P 500. Number one, it did something that it hasn't done in a long time. So if you zoom out on the SPX, which is the S&P 500, some people trade the SPY, which is the ETF. I like to just trade the actual S&P 500, the SPX. But if you look at the S&P, since it crossed the 10, 20, and the 50-day moving average, it never broke. It hasn't broken. You can see here it bounced, here it bounced, here it bounced, bounce, bounce, bounce. You can see right here, this was the first time that it broke the 10 and the 20-day moving average. So that was the first warning shot. And so we went bearish back here as well and made some money on the drop. But this was the second warning shot right here, where the market then broke the 50-day moving average, which signals a change in the trend. So once it sliced through the 50-day moving average, we sold off to here. And this is where I think it's just all about experience and paying attention to the market. I saw this bounce. We got a 2-day bounce, day one, day two, right back up to the moving average. You can see the volume was slightly declining on those 2 green days, which means to me it was running out of steam. And then the kicker was yesterday. Yesterday when it gapped up and then it sold off, I said it looks like it's running out of steam. It looks like we're going to get a failure at the 50-day moving average, which is classic because sometimes once it breaks, if you go back here, let me show you what I'm talking about because you may not know, like, what do you mean a failure? You can kind of see right here, back when it broke the 50-day moving average, it ran back up to it and what? We got a failure right at the 50-day moving average, which is that green line. And so we got that roll over. And this sometimes trick a lot of people because they're like, oh, we're going back bullish. And it's like, it's just sometimes what they call it is a dead cat bounce. And so we got that dead cat bounce 2 days of it. Day one, day two, ran right back up to the 50-day moving average. pause, and then today gap down, smack down. And so that's what we saw in the market. We said most likely, for whatever reason, it's going to pause at the 50-day and then roll over. Now, let me be clear, we don't know that for 100% certain. And so that's why it's all about taking calculated risk and learning how to read the stock charts. Just because we are reading stock charts doesn't mean like, oh, we're guaranteed it's going to roll over. But what it was more about is asking yourself, do you really think we're going to get 3 big days up in a row? Obviously, the market sentiment has changed. It broke the 10 and the 20-day moving average. Then it broke the 50-day moving average. What would make us turn around and change momentum that quick to go back up? The answer is nothing, right? So we went back up for 2 days only to test that resistance level and then turn right back around and roll over. And so we saw that, and I'm like, I'm getting put options. By the way, this was not a day trade on purpose. Let me also show you this. Let's go back. If you look here, the options that I had, they don't expire till April 26th, meaning they don't expire till tomorrow. So I was planning, you can see that right here. This is the expiration. This doesn't expire until tomorrow, April 26th. And so I wasn't planning on just getting in for a day trade, but when you get that type of profit in 24 hours, when you get, I think it was an 88%, let me go back to the percentage, when you get an 88% return or $46,000 in literally 24 hours, pretty much less than 24 hours, you take the money and run, which is part of our mantra. You never go broke taking a profit, which is what we preach to our students. So let me pull up the streaming charts. And if you got any questions, get prepared for those, because this is all I got. I just wanted to share with you what's possible, how it's possible to make a year's salary, depending on how much you make, or at least 50% of your salary if you make 90,000 in 24 hours, when you know what to look for from the stock market. And the other cool thing is you don't have to sit in front of the computer all day. I closed that out at 9:30. I could go and bop my business the rest of the day, the rest of the week, the next 4, 5, 6 months if all I needed was $45,000. But I wanted to show you this. Let's look at the streaming charts here. One more thing I wanted to point out is that yesterday we kind of saw this failure up here yesterday. We kind of doubled. Let me zoom back a little bit further. You'll see it. So the market opened at this level, ran up. Now the 24th, which was yesterday, we kind of ran up to this level, and then we had a double top. I have to zoom in so you can see it. You can see this double top right here. Even though it's small, the market ran up, bop, hit, ran up, bop, hit. It actually almost a triple top. Ran back up, didn't quite touch, and then sold off. Some of us had puts yesterday for a quick day trade when we saw that intraday, double, almost triple top. But then it happened almost here again going into the close. Ran up, sold off, ran up, kind of sold off. And so we have a nice resistance point established intraday. So today when the market got down, I was literally in front of my computer because it's very rare that the market will gap down 70 points, because that's what this was. This was about a 70-point gap down. Very rare that it gaps down 70 and then falls another 30 or 20. So I knew this was probably going to be the low of the day, which is why I was in front of my computer, and I got out literally like right here. You can see if we go back to this right here, I'm talking 3 minutes until the market open. Market's open at 9:30. I was out by 9:33. So if we go back to this is a 5-minute candlestick chart. And so, no, these are 3-minute candlestick charts, excuse me. I was out on that first candlestick. So just showing you what I was seeing in the first 3 minutes. I was out on that candlestick, took my profit. Yes, it fell a little bit lower, but you can see if I would have been greedy and be like, how much more money can I make? It actually ran back up and never came back down that low. And now it's back up here again. And now the options that I sold, if I refresh this, just refresh this, you can see I got out for $98. You can't even get out for $98 right now. If you wanted to get out right now, you get out for $90.70. So what that simply means is if I would have gotten greedy or had to wait and see how much more I can make, I actually would have lost $8,000. I would have lost $8,000 being greedy, trying to see how much more money I can make. Instead, I took my profit, ran, and now I got the rest of the day to do a YouTube video like this or go hang out with my kids, hang out with the wife, whatever I want to do. And so that's it. I just really wanted to come on here and share with you guys about this case study. Let me know. Do you guys got any questions about it before we wrap up? Let me know. Let me know. If you got any questions, comments, thoughts, let me just see. Joe says, I got into the market because of you, sir. Thank you. I retired and took a sail around the world. Dude, that's super powerful. We need to have you on the podcast. And you got a picture of a boat as your picture. That's super cool. It's nice to know that somehow we played a little bit of part in you being able to possibly retire and live that dream and go boating. So super powerful. Thank you for sharing that. My buddy Dennis Radford says, stick to your rules. You know, one of the rules is you never go broke taking a profit. So we snatched that profit, closed it out. Omega says, these case studies are literally the fuel to keep going. Thanks for sharing that, because I have reservations sometimes about sharing my account and trades. If you notice on my channel, I kind of cut back from sharing my real trades, my real account, because sometimes I think that gives the wrong impression, or people just think they can jump in and gamble. They don't realize we put in years of reading charts and studying the market to get to this point. And then it becomes like a self-perpetuating problem where people always want you to show your account in every trade. And I think that's just not healthy. Just showing how much money you're making and putting it all out here for the world. I don't think that's healthy. Just like I try to share some of my losses too. But I wanted to share this one because I thought it was powerful to show that we made money from the market falling, not from the market going up. And that's the thing. Most people only think they can make money from buying low, selling high. While most people might be sick about the drop we had today, Facebook fell 50 to 75 points, IBM down 15, 16 points. Not everybody is losing money today. People be like, oh, the market's down. Like, I don't even want to look at it. Well, some of us is like, the market's down. Yeah, I just made $46,000 in 24 hours. So it's real. It's possible. It's possible for everybody as long as you know what to look for. And I think the other thing that's important to bring up is, yes, I had $52,000 in that trade. I could have lost all $52,000. I think that's important to bring up, that we could have lost all $52,000, number one. And number two, I think it's also important for people to remember I did not start with doing $52,000 trades as if it's a $5 trade. Like, I started with $500, and over time, I worked my way up to punching $52,000 trades, and it's like no problem. It's still a lot of money, but you kind of graduate to those levels where it's like, yep, my trades, average trade size is $52,000, $100,000 a trade. When we're right big, and when we're wrong, we try to be wrong small, and that's the game. That's the game. Randy says, just have your courses a few weeks ago, and you're a very good teacher. My man, Randy, awesome. Well, welcome to the community. Welcome to Power Trades University. Glad you got the courses. So I don't want to make this long for no reason. There's my Instagram handle again. If you don't follow me there, you can kind of see some behind the scenes stuff, how I'm just living my life and going on about regular business. And if you like this video, let me know in the comments, hit the subscribe, hit the like button, show me some love so I can know if you'd like to see more case studies and different things like this. And if you know somebody who needs to see what's possible from the stock market, not from it going up, but from it going down, share this video with a friend. It would mean a lot to me because I do these videos for you guys, and I don't know who's on the other end watching them, but I just pray and hope that it continues to inspire people to stay in the game and get better and get to a level where you can make, depending on where you work, somebody's yearly salary. in 24 hours. So thank you guys so much. Last comment, Omega said the percentage return is key. Get a decent return with a small number, and you can do the same with big numbers. Absolutely. I'll go back one last time and show you that percent return. If I click this button, it switches to percent. That was an 88% return in 24 hours. 88% return. What can I say, man? You gotta love this industry. So happy trading, and thanks for watching. Again, share this video with somebody who needs to see it. Peace.